Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Breaking news. For those of you that are in America at the moment, you don't already know, Joe Biden has decided to drop out of the presidential race for the White House. I think this is fantastic news. No matter which way you want to look at the whole scenario, I think Joe Biden is too old and too senile to actually continue for another 4 years. And the American public and the voters, recent polls came out and said that Biden was losing pretty much everywhere. And that's not a good look if you're a Democrat. Like if you are a Democrat and you're looking at Biden to win the next election, which is coming up very, very soon, I'll have you know, then I don't think you're going to be putting all your cards into Joe Biden to do it again. And quite literally, why would you when Joe Biden can't put two sentences together? He can't finish a sentence. He is really struggling at the moment. And the last debate really showcased his poor performance. Although Harry Sisson would love you to all believe that Joe Biden is perfectly fine, perfectly sane, and perfectly normal, he's anything but. And I'm an Australian. I'm looking at this from the outset of I'm not going to be voting, but if I was going to be voting, I don't think that I will be voting for a senile old man who looks like he has Parkinson's disease or some other form of dementia, which is really sad. It's sad to see an old man who I believe at some point in his life had the best intentions, and now the stress of the job and the weight of pretty much everything that's going on in the world at the moment, even though Joe Biden has done a terrible job managing it and handling everything. But nevertheless, like it can't be easy to be the president of the United States, especially at his age. My goodness me, like that is a lot of pressure and a lot of stress to put on an elderly man. Now, Trump, on the other hand, the man seems like he's aging backwards. It's quite amazing to actually see Trump just showcase a lot of youth, even in his age. Like he's not that far off from Biden, believe it or not, but he still exemplifies and portrays a great deal of youth to the American public. And the American public seem to love him. They want Trump as their next president. Although quite a few people don't seem to like Trump because they've listened to extremist rhetoric and the like. So the news came out just today, in fact. Now, for me, I'm in Australia, so it's Monday. And for you guys in America at the moment, it is still Sunday, although I think by the time this video actually drops, you guys will be in the early hours of Monday. How did Joe Biden go from I'm not dropping out, we're going to win, I am going to win, let's win, to I'm sorry, my fellow Americans, I've done the very best job that I possibly can, but no longer I'm going to be dropping out of the presidential race to the White House. Now, here's another thing. Like if you're dropping out for the presidential race, why is it that you are still fit, or how is it that you're still fit to be in office and be the president of the United States? Like that's a very weird thing to me. So if you are not fit to run for president, how are you still fit to be the president of the United States? Like you're going to be finishing your term out and trying your very best to plunge America into the worst possible situation. So when Trump comes in, he's got a hell of a lot of work to do to try and fix the damn thing. So here's what Biden said. My fellow Americans, over the past, I'll do Joe Biden's voice. Oh, my fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we've made great progress as a nation. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors. Now, I don't know why, as the president of the United States, you want to go, oh, one of my proudest achievements is lowering prescription drug costs for seniors. And secondly, in expanding affordable healthcare to a record number of Americans, which I don't think is actually accurate, but nevertheless, let Joe Biden think whatever Joe Biden wants to think. I swear sometimes the man goes, you know, I've done a great job. I've really done a great job. But then the actual American public goes, you've done a hell of a shocking job. And the evidence is rife, and we're having to put up with your crap that you've given to us. We provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African-American woman in the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better and never been in a better position to lead than we are today. Mate, I think you're kidding yourself there a little bit, but anyway, whatever you want to think. I know none of this could have been done without you. Well, mate, I don't know about you, but I think they were yelling and screaming for you to actually do stuff, but you didn't really do much good. Anyway, the American people, together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. But you've made it worse, Joe. We're protected and persevered or preserved our democracy. Well, it's on the literal thread and the brink at the moment because of your extremist rhetoric. And we revitalized and strengthened our alliance around the world. Well, why have we got two major wars happening at the moment? That doesn't really signify strength in unity and alliances around the world, does it? Anyway, it's been the greatest honor of my life to serve you as president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. So not to point this out yet again, but I will. What's happened, mate? What's gone on in the last couple of days? You've gone, I'm going to win, to now I'm dropping out. I'm just going to focus on being president for however long I've got left. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision, if you can actually make heads or tails with him trying to explain to you all why he's decided to drop out. But anyway, for now, let me express my deepest gratitude to those who have worked so hard to see me re-elected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris, who he actually has endorsed, believe it or not, for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. Well, only a few people, seemingly. I mean, a lot of people at first placed a lot of trust in you, but as time went on, they started to lose faith and trust in you because you broke their faith and trust in you by your poor performance. I believe today what I always have, that there is nothing America can't do. When we do it together, we just have to remember we are the United States of America. Hey, I actually like that last line. That's a pretty cool last line. So well done. So Morgan McMichael says over on her Twitter, we all saw it coming. We knew the senile Joe Biden wouldn't be on the ticket, and now it's official. He has dropped out of the presidential race, which a lot of people, said that Joe Biden can't do it. He can't run. And Joe Biden tried to prove them wrong, but evidently he's not going to be proving them wrong. He's going to be laid up in a comfortable chair somewhere admiring his destructive handiwork. But anyway, Morgan also goes, literally no one likes Kamala Harris. Grab your popcorn. This is about to get good. And I've said over on Twitter, by the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, you can. It's, I believe, J_Phantom. Links are in the show description. Just in case you're curious and want to see or hear me very uncensored over there, which is amazing. Anyway, this is actually going to make an amazing movie one day. So Hollywood, if you're watching or you're listening, I'm pretty sure they are with all this nonsense. But anyway, this would make a fantastic movie. So Joe Biden goes on Twitter yet again. My fellow Democrats, I've decided not to accept the nomination and to focus all my energies, whatever energy you have left, on my duties as president for the remainder of my term. My very first decision as a party nominee in 2020 was to pick Kamala Harris as a vice president who no one likes and nobody knows who the hell she is. And she polls worse than Biden. But anyway, and it's been the best decision I've made. Best decision for who exactly? For just you or the American people? Today, I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee of our party this year. Democrats, it's time to come together and beat Trump. Let's do this. I don't think they're going to beat Trump with this woman. Personally, I don't think they're going to do it. Now, of all the people the Democrats could choose, Kamala Harris, honestly, who has got a rap sheet like this, like going out of fashion, she incarcerated more people for a drug charge. I think it was a marijuana charge in California. Like, look at this. A mosaic of Kamala Harris made out of the black men she kept in prison beyond their sentences to use as free labor for the state of California. Look at all these faces, man. And they've created a mosaic. That is Kamala Harris's legacy, I'll have you know. So I love Sal Grover. She's honestly an incredible woman. She goes, a first woman president only means something if the word woman means something. Indeed. Like the Democrat Party seems to go, we don't know what a real woman is, because if men can identify as being women, then so be it. Like, let's allow that to happen. But hey, man, Democrats, what is a woman exactly? It's got literally no meaning whatsoever now, thanks to the likes of men choosing to identify as being women and political motivations allowing that to actually take place. The Democrat Party is the party of inclusivity and DEI. Look, Kamala Harris is the DEI hire. Seriously. And we all know what happens with DEI hires. They don't work, man. So here's Dash Dabrowski, or whatever the hell his name is. So Ian Miles Chong put it up in sale levels of copium. Republicans are terrified of Kamala Harris. I don't think they actually are. I think they enjoy making fun of her. She's younger than Donald Trump. That's the only truthful statement in this whole thing. Smarter than Donald Trump? I don't think so. Is a better speaker than Donald Trump? Hey, if you can say I am unburdened by what has been and what can be or what will be or whatever else she said, then my goodness me, I think you're on a winning ticket there. Let's see exactly what she said. I can imagine what can be and then be unburdened what has been. Laughing Harris, which is what Trump calls her, interestingly enough. Donald Trump is honestly a comedian. We'll get to what he said in just a moment. I don't think she's a better speaker than Trump, a better debater than Donald Trump. Man, she can't even debate Tulsi Gabbard, for goodness sake. So how is she going to debate Donald Trump and a better communicator than Donald Trump? So, again, she ain't. She can't. Like, most of the time she speaks, she makes no sense. And if you're going into a meeting, hi, I'm Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she, her, wearing a bloody mask. I don't think that makes you a great communicator, in my opinion. This is the GOP's biggest nightmare. I don't think that is the case, mate. Lex Friedman goes, Biden drops out of the race. That's great news. This will make presidential race way more interesting. I'm now looking forward to some vibrant debates over ideas in the coming months to come. Konstantin Kisin goes, you couldn't write a better finale to the last 8 years than a demented president resigning and handing over the candidacy to someone who was picked because she had a V of color. He's not wrong. And people got offended at that, believe it or not. And he goes, I don't care if you're offended. Objectively, V of color is a sublime bit of writing. And I have to agree with that. I just laughed when I saw it. I'm like, Konstantin, you are a brilliant man. I love it. Done. I love how many people got triggered by this when it's undeniably both true and funny. Yes, that's indeed very true. Blair White goes, get ready for vote for the black woman or you're a racist every day until November 5th. The problem is, I think she's half Indian and half black and something to do with white in there as well. Like, she's a mixed race. So she ain't fully black, man. Anyway, Ashley St. Clair goes, unburdened by what has been. We did it, Kamala. We won the White House. Oh, the memes are going to be fantastic. Here is exactly what Donald Trump said about Kamala Harris. He calls her Laughing Kamala. You ever watch her laugh? She's crazy. You can tell by a laugh. She's nuts. And he's truly, truly a comedian. Have a watch.
The moment we take back the White House from crooked Joe Biden and Kamala, I call her Laughing Kamala. You ever watch her laugh? She's crazy. You know, you can tell a lot by a laugh. No, she's crazy. She's nuts. She's not as crazy as Nancy Pelosi. Crazy Nancy. Did you see Nancy Pelosi is selling out Biden now? Did you see? She turned on him like a dog. Well, I don't know if he should continue. All of a sudden, where did that come from? She was 100%. All of a sudden, she's not sure. Not sure means he's gone. But no, she's crazy as a bedbug. She's a crazy person.
Oh, boy. One thing I love about Trump is the very fact that the guy is a pure comedian. Like in another life, I think he would have made the best comedian ever. But honestly, I think he's just having a great time. And honestly, the guy was almost killed a couple of days ago, but he's on fire at the moment. She turned on him like a dog, and she's crazier than bedbugs. How does he come up with this stuff? It's really fantastic. Anyway, I thought I'd make some like light censored humor in all of this because I know some American people will, like Harry Sisson, for example, will be in complete and utter denial with all this and still believe that Donald Trump is going to lose and still believe that Joe Biden is running because of the derangement syndrome is just next level with a lot of these people. But nevertheless, I am very excited to see what happens next. And I'm pretty sure all of you guys will be as well. But until then, you guys take care, you be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.